Welcome everyone to another episode of Slasher Scotty. I am your host, Scotty McCoy, and boy do I have double surprises for you. I have returning guests that you remember from last week. I'll let them introduce themselves actually. Tell us who you are, what your characters are, and what your characters are in the film. What do they do?
So, hello, I am Brucelius Morris Jr. I am the character Winn, Mr. Winn. Mr. Winn is partnered with Mr. Kite, and I'm in the film basically getting a life lesson in its own mysterious way that it will reveal itself. So, yeah.
Nice.
That was a nice way of putting it.
Right?
Hi, I'm Rick Jermain. I play Mr. Kite. And in the film Serious Profession. And Mr. Kite is spending his day teaching Mr. Winn how to be a better gangster, I guess, or a better enforcer, collector, whatever you want to call us. Basically, I'm filling his head with a whole bunch of Zen stuff.
Mentor, sensei.
Well, mentor, and that's one way to look at it. Another way is harasser. I'm just sitting here telling him what he should do all the time. It's a fun relationship.
Awesome. So I know, let me see, how can I ask this? So I know I asked you both this individually, but can you both explain in your own words what Serious Profession is about for those that haven't listened to your individual interviews? So
okay,
yeah.
So Serious Profession is the story of two crime family enforcers, collectors, whatever you want to call them. My character, Mr. Kite, has been in the business for a long time. Bruce's character, Mr. Winn, has just come into the organization, and he comes from an organization that was a little less refined than we are. And Mr. Winn, has the idea that the only way to get ahead is to be tough and no mercy, and violence is the answer.
The only answer.
Say that again.
I said the only answer.
The only answer. Whereas Mr. Kite has learned that, throughout his life, that you catch more flies with honey. So he's trying to teach him that for longevity in this business, you can't be all about just muscle and intimidation. You need to have some understanding of the people that you're working with. So it's a different kind of crime drama than usually comes out of independent film. Very often with independent film, crime drama just means a lot of guns and a lot of people getting shot and a lot of bad words being said. And this movie does not have a lot of that. I don't know if it's, well, okay, I just won't say it. Never mind.
Gonna give too much away.
Yeah, I'm about to go spoilery. But yeah, it's a very different, it's way more of a character study of these two individuals and how they fit into this life that they've chosen. And I just think it's very interesting and very different for what you normally see in independent film.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
What's your take, Bruce?
Literally, I couldn't have said it any better than Rick. Yeah, it's literally just, it's a great change in the crime, like crime drama that all we get. I mean, I can't top. Rick gave a precise explanation of what the film was like.
Well, I had practice because I got to say it last week.
Yeah.
So, what made you both want to audition for Serious Profession or be a part of Serious Profession?
For me, I fell in love with. I love the role, the character. When I read the sides that I got, when I got, and I think I told you, like when I did my audition, after I got that full like kind of background of the character, I really I could relate to that whole, there being, having to be tough, growing up like how I grew up. So it's just like where toughness is the only option, reaction is the only type of, the only action is the only language that someone understands,
Okay.
so it's like I kind of related with the character a bit, and it was also a role that I wanted to dive into that takes me away from my normal stereotypical roles I've been getting. This
Right.
the charmer and stuff that, yeah, I can be me. I can be me.
Right. Well, how about we let the cat speak? Maybe he wants to say something, or she wants to say
Well, he only talks to me. He won't say anything on
something.
camera. He's just going, what are you doing, man? We got cuddle time coming up. What's happening? Yeah, he always, every time I do this with like work or whatever, anytime I'm in a Zoom meeting, he's like, he has to come up and check out what's happening.
So cute. Got to get that fame, right?
That's right.
So, what about you, Rick? What made you want to be a part or audition for? Like, what drew you to the role or to the movie?
Well, so what got me involved was Matt came to me while we were working on another flick. We were working on a movie with Absurd Productions, and that's kind of where I first really got to talk to Matt. And he told me that he had this idea for a film, and that basically the role of Mr. Kite was written for me. So I should consider it. And I said, okay, I will consider that. So yeah, I mean that's totally how I got into it.
Awesome.
He said I'm the perfect fit, that it was written for me, and I'm like, well, how can I not do that, right? So
Right.
so yeah, so and then I read the script, and I was in 100%. I mean the script it's a really good read. It's a really different kind of story. So
Mhm.
yeah, once I read that, I was like, okay, I'm
Awesome.
down for this. Let's do it.
That's awesome. And it does look, I see, like I said, I seen the behind the scenes stuff, and it looks really good just from the still photographs. Like, can only imagine seeing the trailer and any teaser videos, the teaser trailers, and then of course the film itself. Like, it looks good just from still photographs. I mean, that has to say something. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's been going really well, man. Shooting has just been a breeze so far.
awesome.
And I confirmed with Matt earlier today, we are exactly halfway through shooting.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Awesome.
Nice. So, have you two worked with each other prior to this film? And if so, which films have you done with each other?
Have we?
Well, yes and no, right? I mean, like we've been in I don't know how many movies, been in the same movie, but I don't think we've really ever had scenes together, have we?
Dude, no. We're
No,
always there. We're always on set, but
right?
this is our first actual set where we actually like are together, like actually partners in it.
I think so.
Nice.
I think
And see,
everything
yeah,
else has just been, yeah, we're both in this movie. How's
yeah,
it
we're
going?
like, I'm watching you or you're watching me. It was like, dude, like, oh, like, yeah, this is. It was bound to happen. It was bound to
Yeah,
happen.
for sure.
Yeah,
Right. And
Always.
I was telling Rick that during our interview. I think I told you too, Bruce, that like me and Rick, like we're in that Frosty's Revenge season bleeding 3 together.
hmm
We didn't have any scenes. We're never on set together, but we're in the same movie together. And it's interesting that, it comes like it brings you to like together like that, which is really cool. Cause like when I seen you were part of Serious Profession, I'm like, I know the name Rick. I never really spoke to him, but I am in that movie with him, and he's in a lot. Like I did my research, seen you in a lot of movies. And then with Bruce, I am in that DMV group with you. I've been friends with you for a year and a half. I didn't even know you were like an actor. Like I just knew I was friends with you for a year and a half, and I'm like, why is he friends with me? And why does that name still look familiar? Like, where did I see him from? Like, where did I meet him from? So I must have added you from that group or something. And I'm glad that I saw that you both are in serious professions and that we made this happen. And I'm friends with Matt Anderson. I had him on with Phobias, and I had him on with his executive team. And I met Matt Burns in person. And Tommy Toohey in person down at the Creature Feature event. So it was pretty cool getting to meet them. I meet Matt Anderson this Saturday when we film our Heavy Duty Man. So that's exciting.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, like and then our chemistry, the fact that we just had the chemistry, so just doing it, like I can tell you, like I think we like one of the car scenes where it's just like so much we get hammered with dialogue. We literally like by the next day it was like just ping ponging off of each other, like literally just it's just amazing when you see someone's chemistry and that they can like partner together just so smooth.
Right.
It makes the scenes and it makes everything go so smooth through the day.
Right, and a lot of people don't get that where their co-stars they have that type of chemistry with, because if it makes for awkward tension and awkward like scenes and awkward dialogue when you don't have that chemistry, and the fact that you two have that chemistry is really good because it will even make the movie come out more authentic, which is a big plus.
Yeah, I mean, actually, if Bruce and I had never met and done this movie, it could also still work out well because we don't really know each other, the
Right.
two characters.
That's true.
So that
Oh,
could
yeah.
work out. But what I do like is that Bruce and I will go back and forth a lot with a scene, and sort of make suggestions to what each other is doing so that it can work more for what we have in mind for ourselves or whatever. One thing we do a lot is we interrupt each other because that's important in conversation. That's how it works.
Right.
People interrupt each other. Don't wait for me to finish the line. Just jump in there and do it.
Mhm.
I'll cut myself off when you do. That kind of thing. And, we'll talk about those things for, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes or so, and we'll run lines a few times. And by the time we get to shooting it, it actually starts to feel like a conversation.
Yeah.
And Bruce is really good at sort of matching whatever energy I'm throwing out, and when it comes time, he'll ramp his up a little bit and like
Right.
match me or even go over me a little bit, like,
Mhm.
oh man, what is your problem kind of stuff. And yeah, I just found that the more we did it, the better each scene got, until
Yeah.
eventually it felt like it wasn't a scene anymore. Like this is just a conversation that we're having. And
Right.
yeah, we're getting a little pissed off at each other now. Yeah, there's some really good, I don't want to spoil everything, but yeah, he's great to work with. And we managed to make a lot of cool stuff happen.
Nothing but great things to say about this guy. Nothing but great things.
So I'm gonna throw these next two questions basically into one question, just as a two-parter. But what I guess obviously since it's not been released, try not to go into spoiler territory for obvious reasons. But which scene did you both have the most fun shooting, and which scenes that you both had to film were the hardest?
You know what? You asked me this on the last time.
I might have asked you. I don't think I asked Bruce. Yeah.
And I never did come up with a hardest.
Yes, that is true. Did you think of one?
Huh? No. And
You never came up with
that's kind of the point I'm making. So far, this movie has been really, really.
It's been smooth. It's been
yeah.
Good.
Like
I think you actually mentioned the hardest thing was about not getting that location.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That fell out the same day. Literally, the day we were supposed to move to the location, we were just wrapping up our whole scene with Campbell and got the call. Like it was yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But we were able to knock out an extra scene that day though. So it kind of like went hand in hand. So.
Right. That's good. I mean, it must have been one of those kicking the ball situations, but you end up making it work. Like you said, you filmed that extra scene, so it balanced itself out to an extent. Yeah. So
I'd have to say my favorite ones to film so far.
Yeah.
And like I said, we're only halfway through, so I know there's some really great scenes coming up that we still have to do that we'll probably win eventually, but we haven't done it yet. So as of right now, my favorite stuff that we've done is the car scenes, because the car scenes just they just sing.
It's just the scenes, I mean, it's just doing the scenes together.
Yeah.
I just can't wait to see them. I just cannot wait to see them.
They turned out great. They're fun to do, and yeah, so far it's just been a breeze. It's been a really easy.
So I'm gonna put you both in the hot seat with you here together. So what is the best part about working with the other person, and what was the worst?
Well, I mean, obviously, look at Bruce. I mean, look at Bruce, and then look at me. No one's going to be looking at me while Bruce is on camera, right? So, that's just the way it's going to go. And I've also already figured out that Bruce has the scene that's going to steal the whole movie. He's just going to steal it from all of us. And I'm not going to spoil anything, but it's an awesome scene. It was fun to watch it get shot. I like the way it turned out, and yeah, he's going to totally just dwarf me. So,
Oh man,
well, I mean, he does anyway because he's much taller than me.
I appreciate you, bro. Nah, man. I have nothing. There is no worse thing of working with Rick. There's no worse thing. Like literally, it's just like he's a great co-star, great person. My favorite thing is honestly just talking to the guy. Like literally, the stories he has about traveling Thailand. It's just being an overall friend is just the best thing about it. That's just the best thing about it. Man. Like he's just a great guy, man. He's a great guy.
That's
I
awesome.
love you, buddy.
Love you too, brother.
So, more on a personal note now, which horror films are your favorites, and which horror films got you into the genre itself? Throw a little horror question out there.
Shriek Show.
What was that?
Shriek Show.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, Shriek Show. Yeah.
Is that your only horror film so far?
No, it's my third now. It's the third now, but it's the first. It's the first.
Weren't you part of that? I mentioned one, and I didn't mention the director, and I didn't mention the name. But weren't you part of that one that raised a bunch of money and didn't even get a trailer shot? Weren't you on that one? No, you know what I'm talking about.
Who, me?
No,
Yeah, you had to text me. You had to text me. I can't think. I don't know.
No, I'm pretty
Oh,
sure
snap! I am.
Okay, you know which one I'm talking about.
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, all right. I'll text you later. But
no,
I know
no. I'm saying no. I know. I know what you're talking about, but I don't know. I don't know what happened.
Oh, it's done. It's no more. It's that thing has finished. They didn't even get a trailer shot.
So it's official. All right, got you.
But anyway, but I don't want to dwell on that. I was just kind of pointing out. I think you were in that horror movie as well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, horror movies are the things that get done the most in the DMV.
Yeah,
for sure. Like by a long shot.
And then with the funding, like we was talking about Indiegogo, they blow it out the water. They blow it out the water.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Even unknown productions and directors and cast and stuff for some reason do pretty well with horror on Indiegogo. Yeah. I mean, if you're known and you've got a cast that's known, then yeah, those do amazingly well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But just overall, just, everything else being equal, for some reason, horror movies are really fairly simple to fund. Yep. So it's not that hard. What got me, I've never really been like I'm not a big, like, I don't do a deep dive in horror. I know all the classics, I know Halloween, and I know, of course, Freddy, and I know Jason and all that stuff. For me, I got into what I liked most about horror movies was makeup and effects and stuff like that. When I was a little kid, I was really into like all the Universal monsters and how they did those kind of movies. And then, I saw The Exorcist when I was 10 in the theater. Oof. And that movie stuck with me for a little while.
That's a freaky movie. That's a scary movie.
Yeah, at 10, it totally was. And there hasn't been a movie since then that's ever even scared me a little bit since then. Like that was it for me. That was just like, oh, this is how bad it can get. And I watch The Exorcist now and I don't find it that scary. But man, when I was 10, holy jeez, it just, I did nothing but, and the funny thing is before I even saw it, I was actually taking acting lessons at the time I was in a drama club class kind of thing. Wasn't really acting lessons. But our teacher in that class had just seen The Exorcist and decided to tell us all about it. And he went into gruesome detail with it. And that alone scared me, which is what made me want to go see the movie. And then a friend of the family took me when I was 10.
Oh, man.
Oh, boy, that would be so freaky. So I know you said that you are halfway through filming. I don't know if you have an anticipated release date for the film or if there is a suggested time frame like summer, fall of this type of year. Summer of next year or this year?
This year.
This year? Nice. Nice. That's exciting. Do you have like a month or anything? July, August?
We don't. So far, we have this just X Why am I got brain farted? I almost said exploitation. Why? I have no idea.
I don't think that's right though. I think the plan is next summer.
Are you sure? He told me.
Well, yeah, because it is this summer already.
Yeah.
We're not
Okay.
even going to finish it until August. We're not even going to finish shooting until August.
All right. Then I must have got a typo.
No, he did. He wrote the same thing to me, but I double checked him. I think he put.
Okay.
I was gonna say because
October
he probably sent me the same thing he sent you to an extent. He sent me like all this because I guess he watched our video and he sent me the choreographer and everybody that's in the movie. So and I think it had
him struggle to remember names.
Yes, and he sent me the list, and I think it had in there like summer 2021 or something like that.
Yeah.
And,
yeah. So if it's a typo, then yeah, we're shooting for summer 2022.
Yeah.
Summer 2022.
However, that's the date that we're putting out there, just because we don't want to come back later and go, oh, it's not done yet. Oh, we have to extend it out a little more. So right now we're saying summer 2022 because we're absolutely positive we can get it through post by then.
Oh yeah.
Chances are it'll probably be earlier.
Yeah, and with post production, like after you finish filming, post production it could take a couple months to like. No, I don't think usually more than a year, depending on the movie, I guess. Depending on how much CGI and how much SFX and how much visual effects and all that has to go into it. I'm assuming there's not going to be that much with Serious Profession. I'm not sure. Because I mean, there's no like real monsters or anything like that per se that I'm aware of.
Right.
But the yeah, right. Now it's gonna bite me in the ass, and we're gonna end up I'm gonna end up seeing this movie, and there's gonna be like, oh, so there was a monster. You said Bruce is tall, maybe he turned into this monster.
Yeah, I mean, you're right though. Serious Profession is not going to have a whole lot of like special effects shots and things like that. Anything we're doing along those lines, we're doing in camera. Yeah. So, we're doing it as we shoot. So yeah, I think what's going to take the longest for us are two things in editing. One, we really want a very slick edit.
Okay.
And that's hard, man. That just takes a long time.
It does.
It takes so much tweaking, and you go back and you change things by a half a second, and it makes all the difference in the world in the way that cut together, right?
Yeah.
And the second thing is sound, because I think, and I think a lot of people would agree that sound is actually your most important thing on your film.
Oh, absolutely. That's one thing we're aiming for in 7.2 is sound. Like that is going to make or break a movie.
Well, I mean, your movie can still do okay with bad sound, but I'm looking at it from an audience point of view.
Yeah.
And audiences will forgive blurriness.
Yep.
They'll forgive, kind of shoddy editing. They'll forgive all kinds of terrible acting. They'll forgive all that stuff. But when the sound goes goofy, that's when their brain goes, oh yeah, I'm watching an amateur film.
Yeah.
And then that's how they judge the whole rest of the film, the whole rest of the time. So, I'm convinced sound is and you can change so much about a movie with sound.
Yeah.
Just by putting the right sound effect in the right spot, you can really change.
Absolutely. It's really an important factor in getting a movie done. Like it really is. And even like music, for example, if you add music to the scene, it's going to sound amazing and it'll be enhanced. But if you take the music right out of that scene, then it's going to be like, wow, this is boring.
Or worse, put like other music in there, like the Benny Hill theme.
Yes. Exactly.
I mean, that'll change your scene pretty quick.
Yeah, definitely. Or the Andy Griffith song or any of that stuff.
Right.
Imagine you guys going, doing like, say, a gunfight, for example, and you hear, like that Andy Griffith theme song.
Wrong whistle.
I know, wrong whistle. I don't know why I can't whistle today. Like my whole mouth has been dry all day. But yeah, imagine like having that, that type of song, or no song at all, or no background music at all. Like it will totally change, a whole gunfight scene or a shooting scene or whatever. Or even like you said about like just like the sound a gun makes. If you do that in post production, if you do it a second after you see the blast go through, it's
Yeah.
like, wait, what happened there? Did that gun really just go off and not make a sound, and then it made a sound like 2 seconds later?
Oh yeah. Oh, if the sound is off cue, oh then you're
Oh, I
no
hate out of
matter
sync
how
stuff.
good the sound is.
Yeah. No. Just no.
Yeah,
No.
doesn't it bother you when you're like speaking and your mouth doesn't go with what is being said? Oh my god, I hate that.
And you know what? I've actually fixed that in post
Mhm.
by cutting up the audio file and
Mhm.
moving their words closer together or
Yeah.
pulling them closer apart. I can also do things in my studio where I can take what somebody says, and if it takes them, say half a second to say that, I can stretch that out to say 3/4 or a whole second to say the same thing without changing the pitch.
Nice.
What they're saying, I can just slow them down if I want, or speed them up, or do whatever, and it doesn't change the pitch at all.
Wizard.
So yeah, I mean, I can fix a lot of bad things about sound in the studio.
Nice. I'm good personally with video editing. I'm okay with audio editing, but I hate editing audio. Like when I have to, when I go through this video, if it sounds good, great. If it doesn't sound that good, I could turn it up. But if I have to edit anything that's being out, like our Geek Fest,
Yeah,
it's
man.
like, oh, I gotta make this fit between that thing and the ending of the video, and take everything in between out and make it sound good.
Yeah, that was
good with filming. I'm good with shooting. I put me behind the camera. I'm good with that's where I'm at. That's where I can master. I can pick a shot out. That's
And editing can be a pain in the ass at times. It really can. It's just like it can be easy too, but it can be a pain in the ass, especially when you have just have to keep clipping it frame by frame by frame just to get the perfect sequence. And if you don't get that right, that split millisecond can completely change that entire scene or change that entire visual. It's really a pain in the ass.
For sure, especially when it comes to dialogue.
Yeah.
Conversations have a rhythm and a flow to them, just like music does. And if you break that, it's obvious on a it's a weird way to put it, but it's obvious on an internal level.
Mm-hmm.
It might not be obvious when you're listening to it what the problem is, but you just know this conversation is scripted and it doesn't sound real.
We got 10 minutes left. Just got the notification.
Okay.
But yes, and we won't even need those 10 minutes because I do have the last question. So I did ask both of you this individually, but I do want to give you a chance to say it yourselves for people that haven't maybe seen your individual interviews but are watching this one. Do you guys have any projects that you would like to promote, or other films or even social media networks that you would like to promote to our listening and viewing audience?
Go ahead, Bruce.
So what did I say yesterday? So well, we have Streak Show. The Streak Show is going to be dropping this fall, so be on the lookout for that. Crap, the other two I can't talk about yet. That's unacceptable. Jeez. So right now, main one is Streak Show. We have Streak Show. Streak Show that's dropping this fall, directed by Brad Twigg. Amazing. He's a wizard. I love him. And if you haven't checked out Maroon yet, I'm going to be dropping a private link when that is released. Got to give that probably about spring. You should be getting that. So if you haven't seen Maroon yet, I'm gonna be dropping that soon. That's gonna be amazing. Directed by Chris Edwards and JB. These guys, they're phenomenal. Yeah, so far that's the ones I can talk about. So far that's what I have.
What about Killed on Arrival? I know you mentioned that last time.
Oh, and Killed on Arrival.
Yes.
Still don't have a date for that yet, but that's going to be set to actually film. So
awesome.
Can't wait to get on that. That's going to be another little bloody mess.
Awesome.
Weren't you also casting Go Away?
Thank you, dude. Go Away. Do they have a date for that yet?
I don't know.
Yeah. So I have Go Away. Now that's going to be a phenomenal. The cast is beautiful.
Yeah.
We got Felisa Rose. Who else we have? Tuesday in it?
I think Tuesday's in it. Yeah,
Tuesday night. So that's going to be an amazing one as well. So that's going to be set to film actually in a few months now. So
awesome.
Look forward to that.
Perfect.
Still trying to find a way to worm my way into that movie. Because well, like the last movie with them was Bloody Summer Camp,
Yeah.
and I was cast as the sheriff, and then they got Dave Sheridan, and so then I got recast as his deputy. This time I went in Go Away, I auditioned for a role and then found out they were really kind of holding that for another celeb
Mm.
if they made their stretch goals on the Indiegogo campaign, and they made the goals. So I'm like, one of these days I'm going to audition for a part that, that isn't being held for somebody else.
Right.
That's okay. I really do want to do it though. I had such a blast working with those guys. It was fun. So I'll go down to Virginia to work with them again for sure.
Awesome.
Well, everyone can stay posted because I'm actually in the works right now of my own horror film, my first one actually. Going to be working with Matt on that one. So
if you need somebody, keep me in mind.
Got you. But yeah, so we're going to be that's something we're in talks right now with. So it's going to be that one's going to be nice when it drops out.
Awesome.
Cool.
Awesome. Do you got anything, Rick?
You know what? I tried to find my list just a little while ago, and it didn't show up. But I've got most of them off the top of my head at this point, I think. So if you've got Amazon Prime, I've got quite a few things out. Well, on Amazon, some are free, some are rentable. There's a anthology called Brimstone Incorporated, which is directed by James L. Edwards, and Brad Twigg directed the segment that I'm in.
Okay.
So that's a horror anthology. It's really good. All of the different stories are good. The wraparound's good. I'm in another one with James L. Edwards called Her Name Was Krista. That's also available on Amazon Prime. Great movie called Butterfly Kisses that I'm in for 10 seconds, but it's a great movie and I promote it just because it's an awesome movie and I think people should see it. It's a found footage film. It's very, very different from any found footage film you've ever seen. It's just awesome. So we've got Serious Profession coming up. I've got a film called Red Line, which is directed by Dallas Hansen. We're still shooting on that. Actually, that's a series, not a film. Just did a film called Reset with my friends Moose and Cat, which is a post-apocalyptic kind of film. So much stuff in the pipeline. Tons of stuff coming out this year. Everything got put off because of the pandemic. So now everybody's back in shooting mode, and like everybody I know's schedule is just packed to all their free time is spent on a set somewhere, and it's awesome. So yeah, lots of good stuff coming. Bunch of stuff coming out this year, and hopefully a whole lot more next year. So yeah, it's going to be great.
Awesome. Sounds like a plan. Well, thank you guys for joining me. We have about
thank you.
4.5 minutes until it's going to shut us down.
All right.
All right. Well, I thank you both, Bruce.
What are we geeking out about for the last 4.5 minutes?
I think we talked about
Let's discuss Python strategies in a SQL environment, shall we?
There we go.
Yeah. It's not.
Well, I thank you both for joining me. It's really been an honor. I had you both on, obviously individually. Now I had you on as a group, and I hope that we got the word out of Serious Profession. And of course, I hope I can work with both of you guys one of these days. I know I was in a movie with Rick, but we never worked together. But like I said, hopefully I can work with both of you. It'd be nice. I'm in Baltimore, so we can make it happen.
Where are you at, man? Come on down to the set of Serious Profession when we're.
I'm in Woodlawn.
You're in Woodlawn?
Oh, dude, he's like that's like 30 minutes from me.
Yeah.
Yep, I'm in Woodlawn. I work in I work from home now, but Glen Burnie is my office.
Yeah, you're actually closer. You're literally 30 minutes closer to me.
Are you in the city?
I'm in the county, so I'm like Baltimore Middle River line.
What town are you in, if you don't mind me asking?
Middle River.
Okay, I don't know if I heard. I just moved here like 2 years ago for when I got a job with the Coast Guard.
Yeah.
But I'm like Gwen Oak, Woodlawn, that area. Like I'm in Woodlawn, but it's like
I have to travel past Woodlawn to get to Frederick. So like you're literally 30 minutes closer to me.
Nice.
Closer to them than me, yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. So I mean, hey, maybe we can make it happen. Do a project together, and if you're doing that movie, if you want to, I can audition for it, obviously, if you need me to. But I mean, I would love to be part of it, and hopefully I can work with both of you at one point or another. It'd be awesome. I don't know if either of you are in Heavy Duty Man. I don't think so.
I was not.
Because I know that's not really a Key 13 film, but they're helping out on it.
Right.
Yeah, I'll be filming that in Waynesboro this Saturday. So
I'm interested to see how that goes, considering today's climate.
yes, oh my God, I am the Heavy Duty Man before he becomes the Heavy Duty Man.
Oh, are you? Okay.
Yes,
Cool.
I am. I think his name is HD Mac, if I'm not mistaken. I am able to say that now. I did post that earlier. I mean, a couple weeks ago or whatever it was. So, yeah. So I got my clothes ready that I need, and I'm ready to film it, and I'm super excited to do that.
So you're the before picture.
I'm the before picture. And I told Matt, I said I'm gonna be. Oh, 2-minute warning. I told Matt that I'm working out with my cousin on Zoom. She's a personal trainer, and he's like, "Don't get too fit. You're supposed to be fat." So I was like, "I won't get there yet."
Now you have an excuse.
Yes,
Yeah.
now I have an excuse to stay fat.
Right.
Yeah, man.
Dude,
Yeah,
it's been really
it'd be great
fun
to have
chatting with you again.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, not a problem. I thank you guys. You have a great rest of your night and enjoy
Oh, you
this
too, bro.
stormy weather. What was that, Bruce?
I think it stopped. It actually stopped over here for me. So yeah.
It might have. Yeah. Oh, it looks like it has. Yeah. Awesome. So we didn't have any power.
We're not very far from each other at all.
Yeah, at all. Yeah.
I'm like probably 15 minutes from you, Scotty.
Where are you at?
Yeah.
I'm
You are
Owings
actually.
Mills.
Where are you at?
Owings Mills.
Oh, I've been to Owings Mills plenty of time. I was actually there 2 weeks ago. Yeah, you're about, I think, 10 minutes away.
Right.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yep.
So how about that? We didn't even know we were this close.
So shit, man. Sometime we should do them in person.
Absolutely. I would love that.
Hey, I'm down. I'm down. Just give me a call.
All right, 30 seconds left. I'll talk to you later, guys. I thank you for joining me. Have a good rest of your night.
All right,
Bye.
thanks for having us, man.
Yep, not a problem. Bye.
See you guys.